Okay, I'll try it again. I got cut off. All right. As I started up by saying it's I think it's May 3rd, Wednesday anyway, and we've had about a week, it seems like, of rain and cold. And I mean, the water lines were actually frozen this morning, so it's been cold. And it's rough when that happens because you get psyched for spring and you want to get out and get going, and you know it's hard to do that. You know, it just really is a shot at your morale. But I come out this morning and it's like a completely different world. You know, totally blue sky. The attitude of the animals has just changed. My attitude has changed. We had a horse come visit us last night, and from probably one of the Amish neighbors, and he's over here visiting my horses. They don't speak English. So I just thought that I would come out and give a walk around and show, you know, what I'm looking at here. There's a big pile of pigs. This is on the produce field. They haven't woke up yet. They're still crashed out. I fed them late last night. Just because they were at wit's end wandering around looking for something to do. They're just not very content when it's cold and wet like that. They're just not content. And so I fed them late. And here I am walking over to the poultry field. And things went relatively well out here. You know, we did have a few losses, about 10 during that real cold spell. But we're recovered now, and yesterday I was planning on showing you that we got our first load, you know, normal load of chicks. We got 400 of them yesterday. But it was just so nasty out yesterday that my morale was not where it needed to be to make a video. I wouldn't have been spreading cheer. So I just didn't. And but we got that load of chicks and had to have the heater blasting in the brooder to keep it warm enough in there for them. But they made it through the night. There was no problems. Everybody survived. And it is so nice out today. It's supposed to be in the mid-60s. Day-old chicks, I will be able to let them out on the grass, and that will be really good for them. And that's an excellent start. Excellent start for them. So here we are. I can show you a little bit. Like, this is one move of the brooder, 2 moves, and then that's where it is now. It's got fresh grass under it. And let me duck my head in there and show you what it looks like to have a load of 400. Yeah, I can hear that the heater's not going very high. That's 400 of them. And that noise that you hear is just the pilot light under there. So that's enough to keep it at, you see the thermometer, and this is up at the top of the building. It's 100. All right, so I'm going to have to pull the, I have vents up here in the top, and I pushed them, I plugged them yesterday. And I'm going to open them up because it is condensing a little bit in here. I'm getting a little dripping. But there it is, 400 of them. And every single one of them made it. And as you can see, I don't put down a whole lot of wood chips at first, or sawdust. And that's because I want to encourage them to start eating grass and getting that dirt and things like that, because it really helps them out a lot. All right, so just some things. I use sawdust. I use very, very dry sawdust. I buy it because it's so dry, and that's really important. There's something else that I thought I should bring to your attention too. Is these are the waters that we use. These ones, I have them hanging on a piece of conduit that I can kind of move around. That's the little giant waterer. And this particular one is kind of deep. And I swung that in there yesterday, and they got in it instantly. And there was maybe 5 of them in it. And they couldn't get out. So that's not going to work. What we're going to have to do is make some sort of stop that goes in the bottom of it, that if they do get in, then they can get back out. But I'd like to make it have a little stand that they can get up on and get up there and get a drink, but not be able to hurt themselves with it, because they will. They'll commit suicide if they get the chance. So right now we're just using the conventional, the ones that you fill with water. You see these ones? They're very shallow, and if they do get in them, they can get right back out. You may notice that there's some chicks in here that are not the same color as the others, and this is because the hatchery offers a pretty good deal on different breeds of chickens. If you want to throw them in with a big load of Cornish rocks like these. These ones, the majority of these are Cornish rocks or Cornish crosses. Sometimes they call them white mountain vantresses. I had a duck out of here. But we just call them broilers. They're kind of a hybrid. They're industrial chicken is what they really are. They're meant to go in chicken houses. And one of the things that I could tell you about is one of my helpers just came and took something. Is these chickens don't really do well in chicken houses without help from antibiotic and things like that. But when you have them out here, and this is I learned this from Joel Salatin's book on Pastured Poultry. It's an excellent book if you want to get started on this. That's where you can get a lot of information. They'll do very well if they're out on pasture, if they have access to the ground, because there's like a natural antibiotic in the soil and in the chlorophyll that's in the plants that they eat. And I guess that leads me to my topic is, why should you be eating pastured meats? Why do that? Because you can go to the store and you can get it a lot cheaper, and they have good deals too. Sometimes you can get chicken for 59 cents. Well, there's a real good reason that people have figured out for eating pastured meats. And it's this right here. You see that? The sun. There's a lot of energy that comes from the sun, and it's good energy. And I can tell you right now, when I stood out here yesterday, I did not feel good. I really didn't. I thought, wow, I don't know if I should be doing this. Maybe I should be, working back in the airplane industry or something. It was really bad. The wind was blowing, cold, ugly. Without the sun, your morale really dips. And the animals are the same way. Their morale is terrible when it's like that. So there's a lot of goodness that comes from the sun, from letting the sun be on you and feeling it. And that's when it's on the outside. But what we have to do is strive to get it on the inside of us. So you see this landscape here, how green and lush and beautiful that is. I mean, you just look at that and it makes you feel good. But if you could somehow get that inside of you, then it will meet the sun's rays coming out of you, you know. And I don't know if I can prove any of this in a court of law, but I just know that when we eat pastured meats, we feel so much better, you know. Your brain works better, your morale is better, your health is better, everything works better. When I look at my kids and their hair is really shiny and their eyes sparkle, I know that we're doing something right. So that's why I think that you should probably consider eating pastured meats, is because of the health benefits involved with it and the energy boost that you get from it. People that have gone on that regimen really have a tough time coming off of it because, you know, you just don't feel the same. You know, I ate something last night that somebody gave to us. It was a soup, and as soon as I ate it, I said, "Whoa, where'd this come from?" You know, you could really tell the difference. It was, you know, hog meat that came out of a hog house, and it was way, way different. It was almost kind of like, well, I'll chew it and swallow it because it's in this soup, but really don't feel like it's going to do me any good. And I didn't get any more out of the pot. But when it's our stuff, it's like my body says, "Hey, I want some more of that. I want some more of that." So I think that's the reason why you should. The grass is a solar collector for the, you know, it collects the sun's energy, and then the animals are able to digest that, and then we're able to digest them. And that's the way it appears, as though that's the way it was designed to work. And I know that some of the circles that we've been involved with, not by our choosing really, like the Weston A. Price Foundation, we got involved with them because of the whole pig thing, the whole problem that we had with the state. And we encountered a lot of people that live by pastured meats because of the health benefits of that meat. So that's my message. That's why you should be looking at pastured meats and considering it, is for the health benefits and also the flavor. You just can't beat it. You just can't beat it. So life goes on. Today's going to be a great day here. We are really looking forward to digging in. We got some water lines to put in, and just being alive in this environment, you know, compared to yesterday. I don't think I fully came out of it yesterday. Those cold, rainy spring days are tough. All right, Facebook is doing well. My connection keeps dropping on and off, but it's getting better. Our reach is getting further. I appreciate the folks that I asked to just like and share this from the last video I did. And if we could please do that again, it's not really hard. You just reach down there and click that thing. And hopefully you'll share it with somebody that wants to partake in pastured meats, and they will contact us and order from us. Otherwise, life goes on. Our class is coming up on the 13th. That's a fencing class. And my son is going to do a video on why you should consider that. I got a little bit of flack from some friends that do a kind of a sit-in channel, you know, and they talk about things, and they kind of thought that I was charging $49 for a fencing class and that you all would be doing the fencing for me. Well, you're on to me. Yep, you're on to me. And I'm going to be doing a firewood stacking class as well. And that one I'm only charging a mere $69 for, but you will learn the art of stacking firewood, how to do it quickly, efficiently, and the way I do it, the right way. And I think after that, maybe we'll have some lawn mowing classes and things like that. But no, seriously, fencing classes. You'll notice all around our place we have fences. And if you don't fence properly, if you don't do it right, there is a right way, there's a wrong way. If you do it the wrong way, you'll know. You will know. I think those ladies that were commenting on my my fencing class and thinking that I was kind of getting over on you guys, I think they were kidding. But if they weren't, then they're not farmers, or they haven't tried to keep animals in. Because if you do it wrong and you wake up in the morning and you think having that first cup of coffee, things are good, and you look out and you see cows standing in the driveway, you're going to wish you took our fencing class. Because nothing kills morale worse than thinking you're going to have a great day doing something and you spend the rest of the day getting your animals back in and then trying to scab together a fence that'll hold them in. You want to do it right the first time, that'll hold them. Like this fence right here. We spent a lot of time on this fence putting this in, but if you look at it, my kids did most of it. It's beautiful. And then I can go along at night, spend 15 minutes, walk the fence line with a hoe or something, or a cultivator, and pull things back from it that I think are going to cause it problems. And I just know that my animals are contained and they're safe. You can't let your animals get out in the road, because that's a big time safety issue, especially here in Michigan, because we have the Department of Natural Resources. If they see a pig that's out, they'll shoot it. And that's the truth. They really will. So it's a big safety issue. We have boogeymen that are out there that will shoot your animals if they're out. Plus, they could get hit by a car, or, somebody could swerve to miss one and hit somebody else. And you just don't want your animals getting out. Pigs especially, they can do a lot of damage to your lawn or your garden, things like that. So you want to be able to keep them in. So that's coming up on the 13th. If folks would like to come, we'd love to have you. It's fun, too. We have a good time. We discuss a lot more than fencing. I can tell you that. There's always a lot more discussion. You never know who you meet at these classes, too. Met some very interesting people that want to come here just to learn how to butcher pigs. Just to learn that. So it's a lot of fun. This whole industry of small farms is taking a shot because of industrial agriculture, but people still stay with it just because of the lifestyle and the fulfillment that you get from it. I mean, here I am standing in a place that I've put together myself, and it looks nice, it smells nice, it's creating what I need to feed my family. So it's nothing better than this. It's nothing better than this. And I can always improve on it. I got a guy coming here today. He's going to be doing a little farming in there, planting. He's able to bring his grandkids out and help. That's just a beautiful thing. We put up these bird houses all the way around because the swallows come in and they need a place. This is kind of interesting. They need a place to nest. And I put some over here. Like there's one right there. Let's see, can you see it? But it's kind of far away from other beings. So they didn't use that one. The ones that are up closer to where we are, they use those ones because they take advantage of our protection. But now that we have pigs over here, I'm thinking that they're going to start using this one. And then these horses are in here. They'll be in here for a little while, I guess. This actually wasn't meant for horses, but they kind of show it to you. It's what they call an alleyway. All right, and we used to have some things going on up here. Now this is just a kind of a materials handling area, and I got some junk in there that still has to be gone away from wintertime, but this was an alleyway that we could bring the animals down into that pasture down there, and it's just for pigs, really. But we don't use that anymore, so it's a nice fenced place, and the horses need to be away from the cows this time of year because they all start getting active, and so they just need to be away from each other. And my girls ride these horses, so it's better if they're here. Let's put it that way. All right, we're going to get on with it. I'm going to come back later on. I want to talk a little bit about compost and show how things have progressed with our composting operation. This is Mark from Baker's Green Acres. Remember, anyone can farm.